Teething issues. Anyway, Taz,
Ryan,
welcome.
thanks, man.
First person in the Easy Spotlight series. Okay, this series is all about highlighting people in the community who are doing their own thing, making their own way.
Mm-hmm.
You, being a barber in Nottingham, you probably see more than anyone. You probably touch more communities than anyone I've seen in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Since we've been in lockdown.
Yeah.
So a great first guest. Welcome. How are you feeling today?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm feeling good. It's feeling a bit different. I can't stop smiling.
First time in front of a mic.
Yeah.
He's brought his notes.
Yeah.
You know, he's got everything ready. He came in here with an apple. Felt like he had to do a retake, but we're all good.
Yeah.
But let's just get into it because we've not got all day. You've got a busy schedule. You've already been cutting this morning.
I've been cutting. Yeah, I've done a few this morning. In fact, before I come here, the reason why I was a little bit late was because I'm looking at the time now. Obviously, being mobile and working from home at the minute, it can be
a lot.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's 11 o'clock. I ring my guy like 4 times. I'm like, okay, he's not answering. I ring his girlfriend. I'm like, are you with him? Ring his dad, ring his brother. I'm like, okay, this guy's asleep. So I thought, I'm just gonna go around. He don't live far from me, so I just went round. And he's like, yo. I'm like, come on, man. I've got stuff on. I've got things to do. So I just had to blast it out. And he was like, oh, you want to? I said, bro, sorry, I gotta go.
That's premium service, though.
That's premium.
Knock and door wake up call.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to start out, let's just get the basis. You know, we went to the same school.
Yeah.
But finishing school and then moving into eventually going to barbering school, getting your license and starting to do that. What's that story? How did you get going with that?
Well, when I left school, I didn't know what to do at all. I didn't have that much. Well, my mum's been the best guide for me, but in terms of like knowing what I wanted to do, like I didn't really know, and I just was lost, completely lost, so lost. I didn't really have a relationship with my dad, and I just thought, what do I want to do? So I did sport for 2 years, did a diploma, and then when that was coming to an end, I was thinking, well, I don't really want to continue with this. I don't really want to go to uni and study sport. I don't want to, coach in schools. Then I was caught my friends here in the kitchen, and my mum says to me, why don't you do barbering? And she says, you're gonna have to go either full-time work, or you're gonna have to get into more full-time education again because of certain benefits that would have been lost had I not. So it was either work full-time or start barbering. So I had a part-time job, but then I went into barbering from there. And I still was feeling a bit lost, like in my class, I still felt a bit lost, like a bit different almost. Like it was out in Beeston, and getting 2 buses there was a bit long, and then it was obviously a grind of, do I want to continue doing it? And yeah, that's basically how I got into it. The first year was a bit slow, and we did a lot of hairdressing techniques. It was a lot of men and women's, well, more so women's. And then after that year, I did a year of men's. And then that's when it started to get interesting. I was still far from where I wanted to be. And it was that course was only 1 day a week, but then I continued working, went into full-time work behind a bar, shaking up the cocktails and doing all that. And then just kept doing barbering on the side, cutting colleagues here and friends here. And then I went to America. I know I've just kind of gone all out, but
we want to hear the whole story.
Yeah, basically.
I'll cut back into bits, so don't worry about it.
Thanks. I just went to America. When I came back, I thought I had to have knee surgery. When that happened, it kind of like it was a bit of a reset button as well. So came back, that happened, started working in a shop after a few months of surgery. It was slow, the shop just moved. It never got advertised that much, but that's where I built it up, from that barber shop where I worked when I came back. And it was a bit of a slow grind, and I was still doing a little bit of mobile and whatnot, but yeah.
Wicked. And I've seen the journey from the shop.
Yeah.
Not from before that, but going back a bit then. So when you're first making that decision, right? So you've come out of school, you're like, damn, I've just done this diploma, I don't know where I'm going next.
Yeah.
Your mum's kind of laying it out for you, like, okay, you can go back into education, or you can, there's this avenue of barbering, maybe it gives you an opportunity to be self-employed.
Yeah.
What made you say, I don't want to go back into education, I do want to go and be a barber?
That's a good question. I think then I was still feeling a little bit lost, like I wasn't totally sure, but I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I knew I was practical. I've always liked to beatbox and flipping, just dance and just do these things and play a bit of sport and whatnot. But I knew I liked something practical. And from when I was a kid, before we was going to school discos in primary school, I'd be like, Taz, can you do my hair? I'd be like styling it, putting gel in it. They're like, yeah. So I think from even being that age and having an interest in it, I used to watch really closely as well. When I would get my hair cut, I used to be watching like, how are they doing that? And I was quite fascinated. So I think from early there was definitely interest.
Yeah, and I think it's an important part that you say there, in that when you first started, you didn't exactly know, because I think a lot of people our age, me included now, still doing jobs that we don't know. This is what we're going to do for the rest of our lives.
You think that you have to know, but you don't.
And you don't. And you're a perfect example in which you've started it, you kind of committed, giving yourself to this, gone and done the course. Yeah. And as years have gone on, you're getting more and more interested in it, more and more like building your obsessed. Obsessed.
You get obsessed. I was sat there when I was at college. I'd watch countless videos every night on YouTube. I'd watch 10-15 YouTube videos. It was just every night.
So you've almost grown that passion through taking the first leap before you know. And I think too many people, myself included, sometimes feel that you need to have a passion before you start it.
Yeah.
You know,
rather than just doing it, kind of builds passion.
Yeah.
Just the more you do it, the more passionate about something you become.
What's good people? If you enjoyed that, then listen to the full episode over in your favourite podcast streaming service. Or for more clips, just continue to explore the channel. Keep it easy.